Hey guys, Anthony here with Pro Dealer Secrets. Today I'm going to tell you about the number one mistake that most car flippers make. And I made these mistakes. It's number 1 and 1.5. That's what it is. There's 2 points to it. And I made these mistakes when I started my first dealership in 2014 that went bankrupt in 2016. Now remember, when I started that dealership, I had no experience, no one to teach me, no one to learn from, and no resources to teach me as well. So I was really just trying to figure it out, and it wound up costing me over $50,000 in losses over the course of 2 years. And now you get to learn my expensive lesson for free. How great is that? That's awesome. I wish I existed 5-6 years ago. Anyways, here it is. The number one mistake that most car flippers make is buying cars that you like and buying cars that just made you money. And sounds kind of stupid, but if there's one thing you'll learn about me, it's that I'm very contrarian, which is I go the opposite of what most people think or do, and it has served me very well. So this has been completely true because my first dealership, I made these mistakes. Now I'm in my second run of starting a dealership since middle of 2016 to now, and we've been wildly successful. A lot of cars sold, well over 2,500 cars in the last 4 years that we've sold. It's been polar opposites. So this is the mistake: is buying cars that you like because one, what you like doesn't necessarily sell. You probably like, let's say you like trucks. Well, some people hate trucks. Let's say you like sports cars. Some people hate sports cars. So you need to have a strategy. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's that success is pretty boring. There's a formula to it. And car flipping can be fun, but if that's your primary goal, then you're gonna want to be very careful. If you just want to buy cars that you like, it's gonna cause you to get emotionally invested and overpay or overlook major issues with the vehicle because you think that it's gonna sell quickly, so it's not a big deal. And that's easy to do because I've made that mistake quite a few times. A lot of my biggest losses have been on cool vehicles, like a 350Z that I lost, $4,500 on. There was, an F-150 that was badass. I lost like over $5,000 on that one. And then there's one time where I would flip a lot of the older Town and Country and Grand Caravan vans, like, the early 2000 models. And I was like, I really want to go flip one of the 08 to 08 and up models. Like, I really think I'll do well. I need to go out there and buy one. And I forced myself to buy a van that I knew was a risk, but I did it anyways, and I lost, well over, I think, $300 to $3,500 on that one. So you got to let them come to you in terms of being relaxed, being very picky, and not being emotionally invested, because it's no different than buying stocks. If you go out there and just buy all the stocks that you like and all the ones that are sexy, you won't make as much as if you just buy well-priced, high-value, underpriced, high-value stocks or real estate or whatever it is. If you just go flip the most badass houses and buy them for retail and flip them for hopefully more than retail, you're being stupid. And it's the same with this. You need a formula. I just got done making a video about this. You just need to fit the cars into the formula. If you go and try to fit your formula to the cars that you like, it's not going to work. This is our formula right here. We do it over and over. Pause the video if you need to. But really drill that into your head. We buy a car for $1,500 to $2,500. We sell it for $25,000 to $4,000. We do it 50 times a month. We make $800 a car. And the reason I'm contrarian in this is because I can tell you just about every car that I buy, I don't like or care about that car, I don't drive the cars that I flip. And usually if I see a car sit around on my lot for more than 2 weeks, I hate that car. It pisses me off that it's around. I don't buy anything that I like, and it's just what it is. They're all numbers. They're all inventory. Makes no difference to me. But that's because I know my customers, and the customers that we are serving, they need a good, cheap, reliable car. They don't need fancy. And you get to provide that service. And if you do it well and follow, what we teach on this channel and in our course, you will be the best at that, because you'll provide the best customer service, the best value. You'll be a professional, and these people, it's either a second car, a kid's car, a gas saver, work truck, second family vehicle, needs third row, whatever it might be. These are the people that you're serving in need, and the need they have is they have a budget of, let's just say under $4,000. They need the nicest, best car for their budget. That's what they need. And that's what you get to provide. So, as long as you do that over and over and over and over and over and over and over for however long you want to do this, you'll be successful. Now, if you go out there and, buying cars that you like, that's just going to lead to most likely a small market. Now, there are exceptions. I'm talking about beginners, people that are pretty new or, mildly experienced. If you've been flipping cars for 20 years and you like Porsche 911s and you know the market and you find a good deal, do that. I don't know shit about that, but if you know that, you have to know the market. And I'm talking about beginners here, where this is your formula. If you're beginner, somewhat experienced, not, want to minimize your risk. If you're like a seasoned pro, you've been a Porsche guy for 20 years and you know the numbers down to the penny, do you? We're talking about beginners here. But also, the next mistake is going to be buying cars that you just made money on. And sometimes you get a fluke. As in, let's just say you buy a 2005 Murano. You get it for $2,000 and you sell it for $4,500 pretty quickly. Now you might think, I'm going to go buy every Murano because I can sell them all for $4,500. That's not fucking true. Do not do that. I hate Muranos. And I know that they have major issues. At least 60-70% of the Muranos that I've bought have had major issues, and I didn't make very much money on. So this is a mistake, is thinking that you can just go do this over and over and over. You probably got lucky due to the color. You just happened to find the exact ideal, perfect one buyer. Because guarantee you go out there and you try to buy the next Murano and you go spend $3,000 because you think that it's going to sell for $4,500, quick, and you wind up sitting on it for months and months and months because maybe it's the wrong color or wrong option. Who knows? If you follow the formula, you minimize your risk. You don't buy this Murano. Now, if you go out there and buy it for $2,000 and it checks out and there's no issues, do that over and over and over. But you should expect to sell it for $2,800 to $3,000 and not go out there overpricing it every single time for $4,500, unless that's what your market dictates based on the miles and options and stuff like that. But hopefully that was clear enough. I don't feel like it was. The main point being is that if you have a quick success or a huge profit, don't count on that every single time. Be very critical. be pessimistic because you want to minimize your risk. The problem here we would have is if you get too optimistic and you start paying 3 to 35 for the other similar Muranos in the future, and now you're paying 3 to 35 expecting 45, but you've overextended yourself on the buy. You've paid too much. Now, if you go out there and buy for 2,000 every time, you usually should be pretty good as long as there's no issues. But the problem comes on the second vehicle. The next one, you go buy a 2005 Murano for 3,000, and you sit on it for 2 months because you overpriced it. And the rest of the market is, anywhere from 3 to 4K. Well, now you've kind of screwed yourself because, the longer it sits, the less you're going to get. So just stick to the numbers, repeat the formula, and you should come out okay because it minimizes your risk, maximize your profit, and most importantly, each vehicle isn't related to the previous vehicle. If you just do the formula and you find vehicles to match the formula instead of only buying cars that you like and buying cars that have been, successful, you should be okay. So that's today's video. If you like this information, subscribe, like the video if you want. I don't care. That's just what people say, I guess, at the end of videos. So this is Anthony with Pro Dealer Secrets, and I'll see you guys on the next one.